There's no end to the level of self-flagellation they'd be willing to inflict on themselves in hopes of finding redemption.
Then don't tell them.
What?
About the intention. Let the public come to their own conclusions. Or better yet, confess it in some obscure Dutch design magazine when you're on your deathbed and you grant one last interview.
You don't give up, do you?
Would you like me to?
One of the things I admire about you most.
So?
All right. Let's take it to the next level. Move from the hypothetical to the practical. See how it plays out in the real world.
I thought we were doing that.
No, concept is just a toe in the water.
Well, let's jump in.
All right, suppose we rise up from the ground 100 feet, because that's how high you'd have to go to get a decent view over the existing buildings toward the city. And if you're going to eliminate all traces of an actual structure, you better compensate by hitting them with a bang.
Agreed.
Suppose we enter from the south side street level and immediately start ramping up. No, that won't work. The grade would be too steep by the time we reach the top within the allotted space, hardly accessible to the handicapped.
Then what about circling around the outside like the Guggenheim?
Then everyone will say it looks like the Guggenheim. Besides, the sunlit atrium hardly expresses the subject matter. No, if you're going to build a mountain, it begs to be penetrated, like the pyramids of Egypt. The mass is impressive in itself, but it's when you find yourself in the interior, sitting beneath all that rock, that you fully appreciate its power.
Then maybe you use your vertical shaft as a lookout to the sky, but also as a means of rising up to the viewing point.
No. You hop in an elevator, climb some stairs, you lose continuity, people disengage.
Then maybe you penetrate the mountain straight on. A hint of a structure for an entrance, which then disappears into the mountain, only to re-emerge on the other end, kind of like a hot dog poking out from two ends of a bun.
Possible, but then you basically wasted a vast portion of the mountain that will go unused.
Earth for Earth's sake?
Won't go down with the mayor, he's a real estate developer. Although, what if we work off the horizontal slot with a zigzagging path that impels the visitor forward? Maybe it even slopes down several degrees, but allows each turnabout to act as a stop point to view the hair, the glasses, the teeth, and such until you finally No! Then you're forced to lose the shaft. And by the time you get to the end of the slope, the height will only be about 20 feet at that
Well,
point.
maybe people look down.
What do you mean?
As opposed to up, they look down. You create a pit, an endless pit, as it could never accommodate the number of bodies left along dirt roads or incinerated into thin air. You drop a penny and you would never hear a sound. What?
You're completely oblivious to it, aren't you?
What are you talking about?
You have these profoundly deep epiphanies, saturated with emotion, laden with sensitivity, touchingly acerbic. Yet to hear you describe them is like listening to a child reading the ingredients off a cereal box.
And you think that how much feeling a person emotes shows how much emotion they're really feeling?
Quite the opposite. The dichotomy, the sheer lack of pretentiousness, of your rawness, they inspire me. There's something so pure and genuine in your distress that any external expression would violate the protective intimacy that allows you to be so in touch with your emotions, even if at times I get the impression that
What?
you perpetuate an opposite response, as, I don't know, a way of holding yourself back from me.